Hi, Mark Rogers here of Talking Turning 65, and it's always good to look at retirement and say, do I have everything right? And right before us here, as we turn 65, or we're looking back at 65, we're looking at our situation. Do we have things titled correctly? So with us, we have Marcella from eLegacyLaw talking about titling issues that you should be looking at in retirement. So Marcella, take us away. What are titling issues? What do you see at the law firm?
Yeah, this is always where my heart drops when I meet with clients, because they go to all this effort to create an estate plan and in some cases create a trust to avoid probate, only to find that at the finish line, when we get to the point of passing, assets were not titled correctly. In estate planning, titling is the name of the game. It all comes down to how your assets are titled. And when people think about avoiding probate, it is the probate police who are your bank and your title company, the people who are going to check the titles and the deeds of your assets and make sure that the ownership is in the right name so it can transfer easily when you die. So what I see a lot is someone will go to the trouble of creating a trust, and there's nothing inside of it.
Yep.
It's empty. It's an empty bucket. And we've got this great legal instruction manual and all this time spent planning, and their house is still in their individual name.
Wow.
And one thing people need to understand is if you want the benefit of being a trust owner and bypassing the need for probate when you die, your assets must also reflect the titling of being in your trust, especially having a new deed recorded for your home. It should not say you and your wife's name anymore, or husband and wife. It needs to be in the name of a trust.
And that's part of the process that your team does when they put together a trust, is to work through all those filings of the deeds correctly. Is that how that works?
Yep, you got it exactly right.
Okay.
When we create a trust for our clients, we do that for them.
Okay.
We call it funding. We don't want to leave you having to guess or having to do that homework. We know most people are not going to go and do the homework. So we're going to do that for you. We're going to make sure that you have a trust and that it's completely and properly funded and titled. Everything's titled correctly.
Yeah, because that's obviously the misnomer of those outfits out there that are just churning and burning trusts, is they leave people with an empty shell that's not titled correctly, and that's the danger of not working with a team to help get everything right, and that's important to have.
Yes.
So
the other challenge I see that clients will often do is put their children on a deed or on a title, mistakenly thinking it's going to help their situation when they pass away, when in fact, yes, you've added someone else who can now take ownership when you die, but there are severe tax consequences to doing that. One of those being you have additional capital gains. Your child receives your capital gains bill because they were added to your deed of your house, rather than eliminating that capital gains problem with your death. And so that's one of the reasons that having things titled is important, and not adding adult children to your home deed, thinking that that's going to fix the problem when you die.
Wow. Good. Well, folks, there are so many details on the estate planning side of things that need to be looked at. And so this is why it's so important to just take the opportunity to get hold of Marcella and the team over at eLegacyLaw and spend just a few minutes and see, is there something here that needs to be, other T's not crossed and I's not dotted for our English people? And having that done correctly is what needs to be done. There's no surprises and no regrets later down the road when we need to look at those documents and something has happened. So with that, check the link down below, and we'll see you over there. Love to be able to chat together.